So they would have, if they would have expanded 1,000 feet of Palestine or Gaza or another 2,000 feet, whatever it is, and they would have stayed their ground, then you will be 100% that they're considered freedom fighters.
Okay, so I have
but
two
there
questions
is
for
no
you.
freedom fighters for people who come and kill civilians. It's like me coming to my New Jersey friend or my neighbor and I start killing him. Like, what's going to happen to you? The police are going to come and take you.
Right, but
I mean,
can I
that's
ask
just
you a
reality.
question?
What are these school shootings about?
Relax.
Because what you're saying is that they're funding them millions of dollars.
Billions, not
Billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars.
Your claim is that billions of
not my
dollars
claim,
just
it's
to
fact.
build tunnels, right?
Of course,
Is
it's
that what
fact.
you're claiming?
It's fact. It's not a claim. It's fact.
Are you saying that
The monies have been
that
transferred,
Hamas
it's fact.
wasn't given billions of dollars? Here's what I
I'm
said.
not
how
in
did
their
they build the
pockets, so I
tunnels?
don't know.
Next
But
topic.
money
You
did they
ready?
build the tunnels?
wait,
You
wait, I
ready?
have
Next
another,
topic. Hold on.
I have another
So
question.
patient. It's
Cut the
intent to
mics. Cut
attack.
the mics. Here we go, because I'm going to ask the question. I hear this all the time. We have a mutual friend, Adrian. He's a Mexican Christian. He has nothing to do with this, but he was a war correspondent in Jerusalem, and he was embedded with Hamas. When I'm saying that he's like, I've seen Hamas do crazy things. I've seen IDF do crazy things. He calls everybody out. And this is the one thing he consistently tells me. And he says, ask this question. He goes, why isn't Gaza Dubai? Why isn't Gaza Singapore? Why isn't Gaza South Korea? I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, the amount of money they've received from the international community, but instead of building up, they build down. Again, this is a reputable journalist telling me, ask this question. So my question to you guys is, you're basically saying that Hamas did not squander billions of dollars. Billions of dollars.
I'm not
They
saying,
could
I'm
be,
not discussing the money.
No. This is what I'm saying. I am discussing the money. I'm asking the question, where did all the money go? Is anybody denying that tens of billions of dollars was funneled into Palestine, Gaza, the West Bank, wherever you want it? You can answer the question. Over the last few decades, what do they have to show for it? Look at Dubai. That's in the Middle East. Look at what's going on there. Okay, so explain to me where all the money went. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Oh, wow, I'm finally getting a moment where no one's interrupting me. Here's my question.
No, I don't think you...
It's not a question.
No,
I get it.
I asked you the question.
Yeah, I get it.
Where did all the money go?
They blew his ass up.
I mean, who is it getting through? Like, right? Who's stopping it in the middle? It's not like it's going straight to the Gazans or the Palestinians. It's not. It's stopping through IOF. Come on now.
Stopping through IOF?
Yeah, like the
Israeli
Israeli Occupation Forces.
So you're saying that the Israeli occupation forces stole billions of dollars?
Yeah, I mean, they're also
So how
blocking.
did they
Where the money
fund
come
the
from?
tunnels? How did they build the
300
tunnels?
miles of tunnels were built with what money and what equipment? It was an open-air prison, you said. You said that they decided to attack because of some provocation 10 days earlier. But for years, they've been building over 300 miles of tunnels underground, sophisticated tunnel network. Where did the money come from? Where did the materials come from?
I'd be happy to answer your question, Adam. I've been waiting for a while. Okay, so I agree with you that most of that money was squandered by Hamas. There's no denying that. But there's also other factors. You talked about Dubai. You talked about other countries. They have oil. As far as I understand, Gaza does not have any oil. Some on offshore, but they haven't been able to even utilize that because they've also been forbidden trade from the outside world. So there's multiple factors. Yes, I think most people on my side would say Hamas is evil and they fucked over their people really, really badly. But it's not just Hamas. That's a reason. Forbidding a country from doing trade with the outside world, especially when they're a small country, is going to also have a massive, massive economic devastation effect.
I agree with
I agree with you that they are not oil
can
rich.
I ask?
Hold on, yeah, Alika, you come right to you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. They are not oil rich. Okay, I agree with you that they were sort of forbidden to do more trade. Even more so reason not to squander the money, no? Because if there's one thing that gets me heated, is just literally burning money in the air.
Yeah.
Whether that's
The farms,
Jews,
the
Christians,
farms, Adam.
Palestinians, like
money
farms,
has
they
nothing
took-
to do with it.
Money has everything to do with
Well,
it.
no, it doesn't.
Everything has to do with
it was an,
GDP.
it was an
Can I
open
talk to
air
that?
prison. They couldn't leave.
So hold on.
These people
I've
that
seen-
committed the Hamas attack, they
But-
were
but-
born
but-
in prison.
But
and they were trying to
fighting
fight
three
free.
things.
There was
If
no
they're-
occupation of Gaza, though.
Yeah,
The
but
occupation
there was
of
there was
Gaza
an air-
was
there was an air
You
blockade.
can't leave Gaza. You're trapped. You're fucked.
Follow-up
Can I
question.
answer your
So
can I
no,
answer your
guys,
question?
I have to stop this whole conversation. I have to. Because if you're trapped, would you rather be trapped with billions of dollars or trapped with tunnels? And that's what they
What
decided
are you going to do with the money if you get bombed every
they're
4 or
all
5 years?
What do you mean? Maybe
It's
you
called mowing the lawn. They were
But
getting
you can
bombed
build
every 4 or 5
hospitals,
years.
you can build
Yeah.
schools, you can build
Yeah.
They
playgrounds.
did. Israel
They
keeps
did, and
bombing them.
they
I
literally
mean,
carpet bombed everything.
I mean, look it up yourself. I could be
Can I-
wrong.
can I-
Okay,
can I-
Sal,
Look it up.
okay.
I might be wrong.
Yes.
Adam,
Most of the
can I
hospitals are
respond?
destroyed.
How do
Most
you
of the
build?
hospitals have been
How do you
destroyed.
build
Shit.
more
I mean,
tunnels
Adam, can I respond?
than the New York subway system?
Right. They were bored.
Can I?
I don't know. They couldn't leave
Can I jump
Gaza.
into
So they're fucking just.
Can I jump into
Sal,
answer
that is
on
so
this?
intellectually lazy,
crazy,
brother.
yeah.
They were not just
I'm
bored.
not that smart. I mean, they were just
Okay.
digging
But-
tunnels out. I
No,
don't
that
know.
no. But you have to go deeper, literally.
Okay, I'm done.
They
Thank
built
you.
the
Can I-
tunnels
can I-
for a reason.
Adam, they have
Can I-
left.
Go ahead.
Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
I don't think my mic is working.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Bring the mics back on.
Oh, they weren't on. Okay. So step by
Yeah,
step.
go ahead.
Step by step.
What happened to the money?
Okay, so first step.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want us all to understand that we're like pawns on a chessboard arguing. We're not zooming out. Okay. When you're talking about Hamas receiving money, 100% true. By the way, went through Biden. Just interesting. Biden's the one who sent the money to Iran. It's very interesting. But let's go.
For what?
For they sent it to Iran, $5 billion.
Biden's been president for 3.5 years,
Yeah.
and he doesn't remember 2.5 of them.
No,
So
but
what do you mean?
he did send $5 billion.
Okay, I understand that, but the money's been
I'm coming there.
flowing
I'm
for
coming there.
decades.
I'm coming there. I'm coming there.
Guys, I'm gonna ask questions and I'm gonna want them answered. I
Okay.
don't want BS
I'm
answers.
ready. I'm ready. So let me
Sal's
answer.
telling him,
I just
he's
need the
been there
answer.
digging for fun.
Let me answer. Let me answer. Let me answer.
You need to waste
Go ahead.
time.
Let me answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
What
answer.
happened to the money?
Okay, so Hamas took and built tunnels, cool. But Hamas is the one that's ruling Gaza, cool. But why is Hamas ruling Gaza? Why do Palestinians feel the need to support a terrorist group to rule them?
Freedom fighters. Relax.
Yeah, but
To
why?
destroy Israel.
But why?
Tell me
Why? Isn't it, aren't Israelis occupying Gaza, not allowing them airspace, not allowing them to use their sea?
I have to fact check you.
No,
When was Hamas elected?
2005.
And when did Israel
left
pull out?
Israel
Okay, so I'm
left
just
Gaza
doing
to
basic math here,
No,
guys.
but it's not
Yeah.
like they left them and
After
did
the
nothing. They're not
occupation was
allowed to leave
removed.
Gaza. They're not allowed, and nobody's allowed to do trade. It's not like Israel left it and wasn't involved, and they kept bombing it for every few years. It's not like Israel just left Gaza
Okay,
alone.
this is going to be a very poor analogy. Go with me. Adam, I'm not
Can I-
allowed to leave
can I answer
Miami,
the
but you gave me $1
question?
billion. I'm going to have some fun in
I
Miami.
don't disagree with
Adam,
you. I
it's
don't
deeper
disagree.
than that.
If you give Hamas
Yes.
or if you give the Palestinian
Yes, but
people
Hamas
billions of
doesn't
dollars,
Yeah.
build Gaza.
But Hamas,
Adam.
They build down instead of up. That's the point.
Give me
They did build it.
Guys,
didn't
guys,
they?
give me
They
my
just
minute.
have schools and
They built it for
universities.
fun.
Yeah, now they're upset.
Guys,
over
I
it.
want to. I
They
just
have
want to
all of
answer
those
my. I want to
things.
take my
Yeah,
small
yeah,
They
yeah.
could have had it. They
Let
still
her
could have
go,
had
and
it.
then Elika's
Yeah,
been quiet
guys,
for a little while.
guys, you
Go
got to
ahead.
look at it as like, okay, in all the Arab world, there's the people and there's the governments that have been put on top of them. Okay, the Hamas does not represent every Palestinian heart. They're elected because people in Gaza believe that they're fighting for their cause, right?
They got elected 18 years ago. There
Sure.
hasn't been another election.
No, I know. I'm not.
Because
but
Hamas
I'm not
doesn't
saying
allow 'em.
Hamas is
Yeah.
the representation of what every Arab feels. I'm not saying Hezbollah is a representation of every Arab feels. What I'm saying is
Hamas
there's a reason they
terrorist group
exist.
or freedom fighters?
I would say it's like they're both. That's the best way of putting it. They
They're
create
both?
terror, but they're doing
How
it
could you be
in
both?
response to the fact that Palestinians have been occupied. Actually, they began the first, I think, attack on Israel happened after. I think it was Prime Minister Sharon when they walked the
He was
Temple
a
Mount.
dan- he was a dandy.
But
So let me ask you another
Yeah,
question because I'll go
yeah,
here.
yeah.
What's Al Qaeda?
Al Qaeda was. Well,
or freedom
again,
fighters?
interesting, right? So, how did Al Qaeda come about? The CIA was fighting the USSR.
I don't need a history
no, but
lesson.
no, but you can.
Is ISIS a
But you
terrorist? Is ISIS a terrorist group or freedom fighters?
It's like, why does ISIS exist in the first place? That's my question.
they-
Why does the CIA exist? Why does the
Because of the Islamic revival
Why do humans
movement.
exist?
Because of
Very
Rashid
different.
Rida. That's
Very
why
different.
they-
I'm
that's
against
why they-
ISIS. I'm
ISIS are
against
terrorists,
Qaeda.
man.
Yeah.
I'll
They're
agree
terrorists.
on
I
that
mean,
one. Fuck
they're
that.
terrorists.
This is what I'm saying.
Can I answer your question?
Go ahead, yes.
Can I answer your question? I think I'm going to be the only person that's actually answering your question because it seems that there's a panel of people who don't want to answer it because they know that it's not favorable. The reason that Hamas uses billions of dollars to create its terror network and its underground tunnels is because it doesn't care about the Palestinian people. It cares about its ideologies. You talk about the fact that Palestinians in Gaza have been restricted from trade. But then again, why won't you say why? Why won't you say the fact that from every port, they've used those ports to import weaponry to assault Israel again?
Do you
Why
have
don't
the facts
add
for
that
that?
element, right? And
Because
where did the
then,
missiles
okay,
come from?
okay.
From the sky.
If you think
Come
about
on,
the
it's a
fact that
violation, though.
Hamas has had the opportunity with these billions of dollars to actually create a form of protection for the Gazan people, okay? It could have created its own Iron Dome. There would be no civilian casualties if it had its own Iron Dome, even if it wanted to persist with its attacks against Israel, okay? So the answer to all of this is that we cannot keep pretending that Hamas cares about the Palestinian people. What Hamas cares about is its ideology. And I'm glad you mentioned Al-Qaeda. I'm glad you mentioned ISIS. I'm glad you mentioned all of these things, because this is what Hamas is an outgrowth of. It is an outgrowth of the Muslim Brotherhood. And the Muslim Brotherhood learned from Rashid Rida, who is the intellectual founder of the Islamic Revival movement after the caliphate, okay? And this is what the goals of Hamas and the Islamic regime's proxies are. And so when you're looking at what's literally right in front of you, which is Hamas's sacrifice of the Palestinian people, and you're still making the claim that they're doing all of this for the Palestinian people, it's literally flying in the face of logic.
This is a straw man, though. No one's making that argument. I'll be the first one to say that Hamas is a terrorist group and they don't give a shit about their people. But that's most people on the pro-Palestinian side hate Hamas.
No, hold on. But okay, thank you for that.
Not totally.
But I would love to agree with you. But our friend here, Manal, I said almost.
Yeah.
You're saying that they are not a terrorist group
because they symbolize resistance, right?
They
That's
are
all.
resistant.
Can I say I understand the confusion, okay? Because I've worked with all groups before.
It's not confusing.
The reason why this seems like that there's an argument is because you're forcing. I'm not gonna say us, but you're forcing, let's say, the Arabs to have to defend Hamas or defend those groups because they feel that they represent resistance. We're not defending Hamas per se. We're not defending Hezbollah per se. Hezbollah killed Syrians. Okay, am I pro Hezbollah? No. But why do they exist? Right? Why do they need to exist? I hate that you gave, not you as Israel, I hate that Israel gave us the reason for Hezbollah to exist. Hezbollah, please let me finish. Hezbollah did not exist. Hezbollah and Hamas did not exist before a nation of Israel. Right?
Yes,
Al-Qaeda didn't exist before the nation of Israel.
Question, why do they exist?
They exist because of the remnants of the site. They exist because of the remnants of Western intervention that caused destabilization, and since they're being attacked and nobody's heeding to their call, nobody's heeding to their support.
So I have to ask this question. All these groups, and I'm genuinely asking this.
Yes.
Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis,
Correct.
the Islamic Jihad,
Yes.
Muslim
Why
Brotherhood,
didn't they
the list
exist
goes
before?
on and on and on and on and on. They all exist because of Israel?
Because of
Israel
resistance.
exists.
Yeah, of course.
But he's saying, what he's saying is, hold on, there is a part of what he's saying that's true, and I'll tell you what it is.
simplifying.
They exist because they cannot stand that Jews live in the land
But
of
Jews were
Israel.
living there.
Period. It's the fact
Jews
of their
were living
very
there.
existence. And
No,
now
that
for you to
rule
say
it.
that they didn't, the fact that you say that they only existed now with the modern day state of Israel, like the woman on the Zoom was saying, I'm sorry, I don't want to say her name wrong, but Ella was saying was that they come out of the Muslim Brotherhood, which existed far before 1948. There have been Jews being attacked and slaughtered far before.
but they weren't a terrorist group.
They weren't a terrorist group.
No, they weren't.
No, I think-
give me
how is
one, please.
Hezbollah
Give me
formed
one
in your
terrorist
opinion?
group.
How is
Muslim
Hezbollah
Brotherhood
formed? It's
wasn't
very
terrorizing.
easy. You want to
Give me
know
one
how?
Islamic
Iran
terrorist
sent
group that
2,000
existed
quote
before
unquote
Israel.
volunteers to southern Lebanon in
Yeah.
1982, which I said earlier,
Okay.
when
And then what
Lebanon
did Israel
decided to
do?
drive out the PLO to create Hezbollah. That's how.
And
That's,
then
it's not an
what did
opinion.
Israel do
You know
in
what it
response
is?
to that?
What did Israel do in response to that? Well, when you're asking about the war in Lebanon,
Yeah, they
1982,
invaded
very
Lebanon.
easy. They invaded.
Yes.
They
And then
invaded
Ronald
Lebanon
Reagan
absolutely
called
to
them.
protect the Christians in Lebanon, and
They
to,
don't give a shit
and
about
to,
them.
Well, who
they don't
gave you
give a
the
shit
right
about
to
them.
come
Ask the
like,
Christians
you
from
know?
Lebanon.
And that's what created
Ask Brigitte
Hezbollah.
Gabriel.
He does-
Ask anyone from the
Yeah, but
Lebanese
here's the
Christian community.
Are you saying
Hold
Hezbollah
on.
would exist
This
if
is a
Israel
fantasy
didn't
world.
exist? Is
Hezbollah,
that what
you're
you're
right.
saying?
We are.
Lebanese threw
You're saying.
racism
You're
Would
saying.
Hezbollah
Israeli
exist?
soldiers came
Would
in.
Doctor, I
Hezbollah
hear you. I
exist
hear you.
if
And I want to
Israel
say one
doesn't
thing.
exist?
Your argument is that the terrorists, it's the Jews' fault for living in Israel.
No,
That's
I'm
why
not
the
saying
terrorists
that.
exist.
I'm
I'm not
Jews.
saying,
No
yeah,
one
why are you
blamed the
making this a
Jews.
You just
Jewish
said that.
thing?
No one made
I never
that
said
claim.
that. I never said
The
it's Israel's
Israelis?
fault.
The Israelis?
The
Is
Israeli
it better
government. The
distinct?
Israeli government.
Because there's
Okay,
an Israel-
first of all,
because
Israeli
there's a
government
Jewish
does not
government.
represent the
I got
Torah
it,
or
because it's a
Jews.
Jewish
Has nothing to do with
Anything that the
Jewish.
Israeli
It's false.
government do does not never
It's
defend
something you've
itself.
created.
It's not
Then
Israeli
it's
government.
right.
That's
Hold on, hold on.
absolutely false. To say Israel's irrelevant to
We're gonna pull up
Judaism?
some stats in a second.
That's
Are
not
you
what I said.
sure?
Why do you
You
keep
said
strawmanning me?
something.
Go ahead.
Because
Based
you
on
just
your
make things
reasoning,
up. It's like
right?
What part of
Based
what I
on
said
your
wasn't true?
reasoning,
Yeah.
Nazis in Germany
Yeah.
is a cause of Jews of Germany.
Right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.